Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalcode.com. Alright, so I just took a look at my channel, the Men's Dating Relationship Coaching Cracked Female Code channel, and I did not know people were subscribing. So it went from around 90, 91 up to 100 and, what is it? I think it was 133. Let me go over there and take a quick peek. 131. Alright, so this channel is moving. Alright, so the reason why I'm making this video is I had somebody leave me a message on Instagram. He was angry. And I clicked on his image to view his channel, and he seems like a really good guy. Barber, looks like a good guy, and his phone number's right there. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to give him a call and see, what's going on. So he read one of my articles. I have 3 of them, called Why Women Love to Argue and Fight. Okay, there's number 1, number 2, and number 3. So there's 3 blogs. So when I called him, he was actually at work. He has his own business, and he was actually polite. And I thought, well, maybe that's just because he's at work, because the message he sent was not very nice, or at the very least, it caught me off guard. But now I understand. So essentially, he read something, and I can tell by reading through it, it's like, oh, he didn't actually finish the blog, number 1. Number 2, he read something that triggered something that was already inside him. How do I know this? Is because we've been responding back and forth, and I offered for him to, a free phone call, free session, just to kind of talk it out and teach him some things to help him to understand what's going on, not only with women, but also what's going on a universal world dynamic. So he's a very good guy. He's a very typical good person, good heart, caring. And he's been hurt. He's been attacked. He's been used. He's been, what's the other word I want to say? Shoved aside. He's a good-looking guy. He owns his own business, makes pretty good money. And it's a very typical story of, this is the guy. Oh, yeah, by the way, I think he's over 6 foot tall. So he's tall, good-looking, and he has money. And, oh, yeah, and he's in good shape. And I think, just judging by his image, I think he's about 30 to 34 years old. I'm not really sure. So he's a young, healthy, intelligent, wealthy, somewhat wealthy. I wouldn't say he's like a millionaire, but he's definitely makes more money than the average guy. And he's hurt. He got hurt. He's pissed. He's tired. He's confused. He doesn't know what's going on. And the realization that he's coming to is the realization I had when I was 28 years old. Women are not all made of sugar and spice and everything nice, as we were taught in kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade. By the way, the music will go down in about 5 seconds. So one of the things that I've done over the years, decades, 3+ decades now, is I have studied the hell out of human behavior, psychology, hypnosis, timeline therapy, neurolinguistic programming, communication, unconscious communication, etc., etc., etc. And a lot of the pieces started to come together. So there's a reason why I keep showing the caveman. Caveman good. Caveman funny. Alright, so it is good, it is funny, and there's a power that the modern male has been brainwashed and conditioned to block out, especially in Western societies. And this is why men now have very little power socially and are losing massive power when it comes to business, corporations, just work, making money. And losing this form of natural power turns women off. Be a good boy, do what you're told, follow the rules, stay in your logical left brain. This is what turns women off, because that limits, closes you off from your power. But you don't know it because you've been played your entire life since you were a little boy. I mean, it's in movies. Your elementary school teachers, your mothers do it to you. Your aunties do it to you. They all, very rarely, very rarely, does a mother or any woman in your life actually teach you to be a man, or not even teach you to be a man, but approve of you of being a man. They want you to be a little boy and do as you're told. Maybe the word is support. You get no support being a man, but you get a lot of support of doing what you're told, being a good boy, following the rules, and this turns women off. And then they get angry at you. My niece, when she was in 11th grade, she asked me one day, she goes, "Uncle Michael?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Why is it that all these men, even older men, they look like little boys?" I'm like, "Because they're stuck in the little boy brain. They're stuck in the rules, structure, and organization brain, the business brain, the left brain, the logical brain. That is the follower brain. The right brain is the leader, internal brain, thinking for yourself brain. And that triggers a woman's mating system. No matter how logical you are, all you're doing is making her go, "Oh, I'm dealing with a child. I now have to take care of another child. This is not my child." If you want to learn more about this, go read my book, Crack the Female Code. I go much more in depth on this subject in that book. Just go to crackthefemalecode.com and buy my book, Crack the Female Code, or get the ultimate package. See, women have done themselves an injustice on, how do I say this, like in a reverse, circular, backwards kind of way. And holy shit, it has screwed up the modern male. Honestly, what society has done to young boys going back, probably to about the late 60s, we've been brainwashed and trained to do as we're told, to be little boys. And then what happens is we grow up looking to our girlfriends and wives, well, what should I do? What should I do? What am I allowed to do? And now what happens is her mating system is freaking the fuck out, going, holy shit, where's my man? I'm dealing with a little child. And we're going to have a family together? Or what if you already have a child? She's panicking. She's freaking out. This is why women, when like you do something like stupid, like you forget to take out the garbage, just some little thing, like you forgot to put the toilet seat down, or just something little, and she flips out and yells and screams. She's not mad about the toilet seat. She's not that flipped out because you forgot to put out the garbage. She's flipping out because she doesn't have anyone to lead the family. Her job is to take care of the child. Now she's screaming inside. She's in a full-blown panic attack. And any of these little things that you do, just give her an excuse to express that. She's trying to, literally in the female way, express and communicate to you, I am scared. I am terrified. Why? We need to find a leader. See, the logical left brain is the external brain. It's looking for someone else to approve of it, to tell it what to do, and to tell it what rules he's supposed to follow. If you're a logical male, you are a follower, and she wants a leader. Now, the reason why I use the caveman is because essentially this represents our lower reptilian brain. Our lower reptilian brain is our fight or flight brain. It is our survival brain. It is our instinctual brain. Its number one job is to keep us alive. Its number two job is to bring children into the world, to have sex, to create babies, and to take care of and raise those children. Now, here's another factor you have to understand. The female's home is her right brain, the emotional, creative, spiritual brain. Now watch this. Number 3. She has a nerve that connects her mating system, by the way, which is in your lower reptilian brain, yours and hers. She has a nerve that curves off to her right brain's communication center. So here you have a female, a woman, or women, who have their instinctual system directly connected to their emotional system, and they are born using their emotional system. Their emotional system is their home. They highly value instincts, senses. They highly value what their emotions are telling them, literally. Now look at this caveman. What is it doing? It's literally sensing its environment. It's smelling, it's looking, it's feeling. It's using its 5 senses, which are what? The right brain. The right brain is the 5 senses processor. And this is what women mean when they're looking for someone who has awareness. She doesn't mean logical awareness. She means right 5 brains or 5 senses expanded all the way around you in a peripheral, auditorial, kinesthetic, expanded awareness. Because these are the guys that can pick up on danger a lot faster. The logical guys can't survive. Logical guys rely on other logical guys to follow the rules. Logical guys are the ones who get used, who get abused, who get taken advantage of by other guys who are aware. The only way a logical guy can survive is if he lives within a system of rules, which is logic. A system of left brain rules. The problem is the people at the top, they don't follow the rules, they set the rules, and they set the rules in their favor. And they take advantage of you because they know that you're following the rules. You're doing as you're told because you want to believe that everyone else is. No, everyone else is not. And she can see that. She can also see that you can't, because when you're in the left brain, your vision narrows down like you're looking through a little tube, like a hose almost, like this little circular thing, and you're missing everything around. You're missing the expanded body language, like when he moves his hands, his body, his face. You're just looking into that person's eyes, which means you're oblivious. If you want to succeed in the world, you have to learn how to become a right brain being. If you're not a right brain being, you're not going to be able to put the pieces together. You're not going to be able to connect things. You're not going to be able to see things from a greater perspective, because the right brain is the greater, bigger perspective. Now let's look at this. Let's use some common sense, which by the way is right brain. Because the left brain, no, but that's not the rules. Honestly, guys, that whole idea, but that's not the rules. Like, wow, you have to be a dumbass. So you really believe everyone has agreed with rules? Wow. That's naive. So a lot of what I do is based on our DNA. Something that is passed from generation to generation to generation, from generation all the way back to the caveman era. We have locked into our DNA animalistic survival instincts. This is in your DNA. It gets passed down through the sperm and the egg, etc., generation to generation. So we have in us instincts. Guess what brain that is? The logical brain? Nope. It is the lower reptilian brain, the RAS system, the reticulating activating system. It's the exact same system when a turtle or a frog or a snake is born. They just automatically know how to survive. We have things like that in us too. And this is how you have to look at women. Because they're operating off of an instinctual system that says, no, something isn't right here. It's supposed to be this way. And they cannot and will not go against it. Well, it turns out that's a very smart thing because it knows what it's doing. The logical brain doesn't. For example, let's use the common sense I was talking about. Okay, so if she has a nerve that directly connects her lower animalistic instinctual reptilian brain to her emotional brain, and she was born valuing the right brain is her home. She values, trusts, and listens to her right brain and her direct connection to her instincts. So what do you think is going to influence a woman? Logic, the right brain 5 senses, or the instinctual brain? What do you think is going to turn a woman on? Mating system, reptilian, connected to right brain's communication center. Nah, it's got to be logic. Because that's only logical. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And that's exactly what guys try to do. But Mike, if I spend more money on dinner, it's more likely I'm going to have sex. I had a client, this guy was wealthy. He would brag about how he would spend thousands of dollars on a date. And he was taking this girl out on Fridays and Saturdays nights. And then they would go to a club. And then he'd spend all this money, like $200+ on drinks. So we added this up over, I think it was a 2-month period of time. And it came out to a ridiculous amount of insane. I mean, I don't know if it was $12,000 or $18,000, but it was insane. 6'1", works out, played high school football, wrestled, went to college, had his own successful business, good-looking guy, in-shape guy, muscular guy, very well dressed too. Had his hair done, beard, everything was just crisp. So I said, why do you do this? Why do you spend all this money? He goes, oh, well, because it's like the fastest way to have sex with a woman. I said, oh, really? Oh, okay. I go, so how long have you been dating her? And I think if I remember right, it was 2.5 months. And I said, really? And I said, so have you guys had sex yet? And he goes, no, not yet, but I'm working on that. And I said to him, if you learn how to communicate to a woman, you can have sex with a woman within 1, 2, or 3 meetings. I've done it within 45 minutes. There's something that the female mating system gets triggered by. So this person that texted me on Instagram was telling me how, he spent all this money, he paid for everything. I think it was a girlfriend. I think he was paying the rent and paying car payments and all kinds of stuff, and how she just used him and abused him. You want to know why? Because there's something that women want from you. Now let me ask you a question first. What do you think money is, right brain or left brain? Yep, it's left brain. Math, business, and science. Money. 1 + 1 = 2. That's left brain. That turns a woman off. What do you think romance is? It's right brain. Here's what my course is about. It's about love, communication, and understanding. You're like, it's too boring, Mike. I am telling you right now, understanding, communication, the right brain communication, will get you laid. Period. End of sentence. She'll even go to friends and be like, oh my God, he understands me. And they will all go, aww. In other words, they approved. It's okay for her to have sex with you now. Now, if you're in your left brain, communicating the left brain external linear language, and she's a right brain creature, speaking the internal circular expansive language, do you think there's any understanding there? Nope. I'll tell you what there is, though. There's a lot of confusion and a lot of miscommunication and a ton of misunderstanding. Now let me ask you this question. Do you think that's a turn on or a turn off? So again, we're going to go back to the DNA, something that's hardwired and locked into our DNA from generation after generation. I mean, this goes all the way back to the caveman era. Period. End of sentence. Take a look at the caveman. What is he doing? Well, he probably just woke up and he's looking across the tundra. He's hungry and he has spotted a small deer. So what do you think he's going to do? He's going to go hunting. Because he's listening to his stomach and his stomach is grumbling. It is hungry, hungry, hungry. So, who is he listening to? Is he listening to the cave girl? Or is he listening to himself? his physical flesh. Now, where is the cave girl? Well, she's just off to the right, kind of down. He's up on top of his little tuft of dirt and grass and snow. She's down off to the right. Now, is he looking to her? Is he asking for permission to be a good little boy to follow the rules? No, he's like, I'm fucking hungry and I need some food, and he's looking around. Boom, he sees a deer and he goes. He doesn't even consider her. He doesn't even look at her, let alone ask permission. He would not survive if he constantly asked her for permission. Or, baby, what do you think? Is it okay if I go get some food? I'm hungry. Not only does he not give a shit, it doesn't even cross his fucking mind. And that's what a woman is looking for in a man. A self-thinker. I'm hungry. I need food. I go get food. Because if you're asking her for permission, what your belief's supposed to be, what rules you're supposed to follow, her mating instinct automatically knows, like, oh, this guy's not going to be able to survive in the real world. And I mean the modern real world. You can't keep her from danger. You can't thrive. You can't survive. And here's the really weird, the stupid thing about all of this. You could make $1 million a month, and her instincts are going to tell her that you can't survive. But Mike, logically I make $1 million a month. Logically, that doesn't count. Her mating system, her instinctual DNA, it can't see money. It doesn't know what money is. It doesn't see electricity. It doesn't see lights. It doesn't know what an ambulance or a hospital is or a grocery store. It needs survival. And if you don't fulfill and trigger her survival instincts, she feels like she's in desperation. She panics. I know, it doesn't make any logical sense. You're starting to catch on. Because it's not NOT. It's not logical. It's instinctual. It's survival. It's all right brain and it's all reptilian brain. The logic brain is the lowest man on the totem pole. But Mike, that's not logical. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. You're right. Now listen to yourself when you say that. That's not logical. Exactly. Logic does not make a woman feel safe. Logic does not calm a woman. Logic does not make a woman fall in love. Logic does not melt a woman's heart. And logic does not turn a woman on. Period. But what do you try to do? You try to impress her with your money, how much you can bench press, with your haircut, with your chrome shiny rims, with your pumped up V8 and all that bullshit. None of this has anything to do with heart. Now I'm touching my chest and I'm going down to my groin, and none of this has to do with vagina. So heart is your chest area, where your heart is. That's where you feel emotions and love. Like, yeah, well, let me throw something logical at you you may not have known. Your right brain is the chest brain. Your right brain is connected to your emotions, heart, chest, and love, heart, chest. So when you feel these feelings in your heart area and you fall in love, guess what? That's being processed in your right brain, not NOT, logical brain. Logic makes a woman fall out of love, because if she has to shift over to her logical brain, you just disconnected her from her emotions. In order for a woman to be in love and then take the next step to sex, she has to be in her right brain. So if you're in your left brain, you force her to leave her right brain. And thus you just disconnected her. And now she feels emptiness and loneliness. So once again, you are correct. It's not NOT logical, because it's emotional. No, I don't mean cry. This is what a lot of the 60s and 70s men did. They started crying at movies, and because they thought that doesn't turn a woman on. That makes a woman go, oh my God, I'm with a child that I have to take care of. That's a turn off. She doesn't have sex with children. especially her own. And that's what you represent and become when you think it's all about crying. It's not all about crying. It's just about communicating in a way that she can understand emotionally on the emotional processor. It could be happiness, it could be reward, it could be empowerment, it could be feeling powerful, it could be whatever. But the way men communicate, she's like, why won't he tell me what he's feeling? And you're like, I fucking am. I'm fucking screaming. Volume does not equal understanding emotions. So yelling is, she's looking at you like, why wouldn't he tell? And I remember my ex, she said this to me, and I thought she was being a smart ass, and she wasn't. She's like, look, when you calm down and you're ready to communicate to me what you're feeling, give me a call. And she walked out the door, and I wanted to smash the fucking door. I was so pissed. See, when she's trying to understand how you're feeling emotionally, like, are you in a good mood, you're in a bad mood, you have to break it down into what we call descriptive language. The left brain, once again, doesn't do this. This is a right brain process. Now let's talk about romantic seduction, or use the phrase turning a woman on. Is that a logical process, or is that a reptilian process? Another word for that brain is the caveman brain, the lower reptilian brain. Both our mating systems are in what? In the lower reptilian brain. So is that a logical process? Nope, it's not. It's a five senses right brain directly connected through the nerve to the mating system in the lower reptilian brain process. Now if you're sitting there going, what the hell did he just say? You need to take my course. My course will teach you not only what that is, but it'll tell you why you need to do it and how to do it so you can get the results that you desire. There is an answer. It's not easy to learn at first, but once you get it, it becomes easy to do. And it's going to take time, practice, and effort to get to that point. But I tell you what, it's worth it. Your whole life will turn around. All of a sudden, women will want to talk to you. They're going to want to go out with you. They're going to want to spend time with you. They're going to want to be with you. And here's the cool thing. You don't have to spend a dime. Like that guy. Here he was 8, 9, 10 weeks into it. She hasn't even kissed him yet. I'm telling you guys, if you rely on money, you're setting yourself up, because she's not falling in love with you. She's falling in love with your money. The smart move is to buy a Honda Civic. By the way, I drive a Honda Civic in 1995. And I take women on dates with that. Now here's the deal. If she's going to be with me when I'm driving around that car, she likes me, not my car. See the difference? If a woman marries you, lives with you, just because of money, she's going to get really sick and tired of you. And she's going to get irritable and bitchy and pissy. And she's going to yell and scream and complain until she gets what we call mentally stimulating and emotionally fulfilling communication. Because this is what satisfies a woman mentally, emotionally, and yes, sexually. This is what makes a woman feel content. And that's the number one thing a woman's looking for. She's looking for a man who she can relax and feel calm around. So don't do energy drinks. Don't get excited. Don't talk fast. You got to calm down. You got to slow down. If she feels comfortable, calm, and content with you, she's not only going to make love to you, she's going to stay with you, because this is what a woman is looking for. So yeah, it's easier said than done. In fact, a lot of you guys don't know how to do it. I'm going to be real blunt and real to the point, the male language. You have to learn how to be what's called internal. You have to drop your awareness down inside. Now that is not easy to learn. In fact, right now, like, oh, okay, whatever, man. You don't even know what that means. It's got to be an internal, expansive awareness. This will cause you to then shift and become right brain, and thus what we call emotionally grounded. And now she can connect with that energy, and that calms her and helps her to become emotionally grounded. Feeling content, which is done through being emotionally grounded, is the number one thing that a woman is looking for with a man. If you don't believe me, play back the last 15 seconds of this. I mean, play it back to a woman and she'll say, oh yeah. Just say this to a woman. Say, man, listen to this crazy guy's video and he says something about mentally stimulating and emotionally fulfilling communication. And he said something about internal awareness and being emotionally grounded. And watch her eyes. Watch how she shifts and slows down. And her eyes might dilate. She might stop and hesitate and hold her breath for a split second. But it'll be very subtle, but it will be there. And then just listen to what she has to say. Hey, this is Mike Kollin at CrackedFemaleCode.com. If you want to take the next step and you want to learn more about what I'm talking about, buy my book, Crack the Female Code, at CrackedFemaleCode.com. Remember, this is right brain seduction. It's not left. Left brain is about manipulation and lying and pulling the wool over someone's eyes. This is the opposite. It's about consciousness and awareness. It's about love. It's about communication. And it's about a greater understanding and clarity. Right brain seduction is romance to a woman, not left brain. If you like this video, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment. And better yet, buy my book, Crack the Female Code. If you want, there's a donation link. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. So go ahead and make any large donation that you want. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Have a good time. Bye.